is Fire and Rain Galleries Meet the Artist. I'm Blue Reed, and I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Aurora Aguirre today. How's it going, Aurora?
Hi, good morning, Blue.
How long have you been pursuing painting?
30-ish years, over 30 years or so. I started drawing when I was a little girl in Hawaii, and I just knew when I was little I wanted to do art for the rest of my life. So art was my major. I took experimental painting, and that's when I learned about different polymers and mixed mediums and things like that. My environment plays a lot where my inspiration comes from, and of course, you know, Hawaii being my heart. My pieces, they don't end up what I think they're going to be sometimes. I start out with maybe an intent of something, but then they end up developing into something totally surprising to me. My goal is to try to be both a little bit of designing and compositioning, but also organic and just letting it flow. After I pour the piece and it's dried, sometimes I'll see what I want to paint on in the images right away. And other times I'll need to set it aside and look at it, sometimes for days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months.
It seems to me that not a lot of it is painted in. They really almost fool you into thinking that somehow you managed to pour these beautiful images, which is not possible, but you make it look like that. You invite the viewer to sort of have this organic experience as though Aurora can just pour this iridescent stuff on and end up with this. But that is not the case, right?
Right. Yes, thank you. I like to work with the raw pour, and so that the images and the abstract pour itself blend together. It's like a harmonious marriage between my realistic style of painting and then the abstract, you know, behind it.
You really nailed that.
Yeah. You really want it to just feel like it's effortless. And it should be, because then your heart's in it. I just love the sense of adventure I get when I'm painting it, and I just love the surprises. I want viewers to really look deeply into my art, and I like them to discover things that I didn't necessarily intend.
Well, as someone who gets to represent your art, it's really fun for me to watch people discover things in your pieces. Like you say, intended and unintended. You have a beautiful piece, the wave with the horses and the butterflies and things, and people come to those realizations that those things are hidden in there far after the impact of the piece. And for me, that's a delight. I call that the second read. Your work is the kind of work that one can imagine sitting with for year after year after year. And even if it's not specifically cognitively teaching you, I feel like you still are benefiting from that heart space that you're really allowing to come through this work, and I think it stays.
My wish is that my art will just make people happy and bring them joy for years and years and years.
Well, I'm sure that it does, and I'm sure your collectors feel that way. So I hope that everyone can come to Fire and Rain and see Aurora's beautiful, soulful work. She has many beautiful pieces here with us. And what a pleasure it's been to get to know you a little bit better and to hear how and why your process is what it is.
Oh, thank you. You too, Blue.
This has been Fire and Rain's Meet the Artist. You've been with Aurora Aguirre, and we're so delighted. Please come in and see her work in person.